A viral video circulating on TikTok claims that a 23-year-old woman was attacked by her orca during a live performance and died just 10 minutes after being rescued by staff. Another clip alleges the attack was triggered by her menstrual blood mixing with the water. However, none of these widely shared videos on Facebook and TikTok specify the location of the incident, and the voices in them are artificially generated. Fact checks reveal that this story is fictional, but appears to draw inspiration from real-life events. There have only been 2 documented fatal orca attacks. On December 24, 2009, when Spanish trainer Alexis Martinez was killed by the orca at Lora Park in Tenerife, and on February 24, 2010, when senior trainer Don Brancho was killed by the orca Tilicum during a SeaWorld show in Orlando. While these stories, whether true or false, can shock and even frighten us, they also remind us of the importance of respecting the natural world. Every creature, from the smallest bird to the largest whale, plays a role in the balance of life on our planet. When we step into their space, we must do so with caution, knowledge, and empathy. Human history is full of examples where curiosity and courage brought us closer to nature. But with that closeness comes responsibility. The responsibility to protect, to learn, and to ensure that both humans and animals can live in safety and harmony. We cannot forget that the ocean belongs to its creatures first. Our duty is to appreciate it without causing harm, to educate ourselves and others, and to stand for ethical treatment of all living beings. Sometimes, viral stories spread faster than the truth. But as individuals, we have the power to pause, to question, and to seek the facts. In doing so, we not only protect ourselves from misinformation, we also become voices of integrity in a world where the loudest headlines often drown out reality. So, let every shared video be a reminder. It is easy to click share, but far more powerful to share the truth. Let every headline be a chance for us to learn, grow, and use knowledge for good. And let every tragic or fabricated tale be a call to action, to respect life, protect the vulnerable, and keep our sense of humanity intact. Because in the end, the measure of our progress is not in how much we have conquered nature, but in how well we have learned to live alongside it. Viral story. The comments are divided. One side convinced they've seen the truth, the other certain it's all a hoax. But in all this noise, one thing is certain. Nature is beautiful, but it demands respect. Before stepping into the wild world of animals, especially predators like orcas, we must understand one thing. Safety is not optional. Nature's beauty can inspire us, but its power can challenge us in ways we may never expect. That's why, before getting close, we must take precautionary measures, so if an incident happens, we can respond immediately and minimize the danger. And yes, while the Jessica Radcliffe story may be fictional, there are real events in history that remind us of the importance of caution. In 2010, trainer Dawn Brancho tragically lost her life when an orca named Tilicum pulled her underwater during a show in Orlando. In 2006, at SeaWorld San Diego, Kasaka, another killer whale, grabbed a trainer's foot and repeatedly dragged him beneath the surface. And in 1999, a trainer in Florida was pulled to the bottom of the pool by a whale in an incident that left him seriously injured. These were not rumors. These were real, verified tragedies, and they teach us an important lesson. No matter how much we train, no matter how much trust we build, wild animals will always be wild. But here's where the suspense grows. Imagine you are in the middle of a live performance, the crowd cheering, the music playing, the water shimmering under the lights. And suddenly, the animal you've worked with for years does something completely unexpected. In that moment, there's no script, no rehearsal, only your instincts, your training, and your will to survive. Now, picture the tension in the air. The audience thinks it's part of the show, the bright spotlights casting dramatic shadows across the water. Your heart pounds, your breath quickens, and every second feels stretched into an eternity. You feel the immense strength of the orca beneath you, a reminder that in its world, you are a guest. One wrong move could mean disaster, yet one right move could save a life. This is the razor's edge trainers walk every single day. Behind the scenes, safety teams stand ready, but even they know that in water, seconds matter. Communication is shouted over the roar of the crowd and the crash of waves. Rescue equipment is deployed, but the reality is clear. Nature's power cannot be paused like a video. In those moments, every lesson from training, every emergency drill, every instinct you've honed becomes the lifeline between tragedy and survival. And when the danger passes, you're left with silence, a silence that makes you reflect. You realize that this encounter could have gone another way. Gratitude floods your mind, but so does a renewed respect for the creature before you. The bond you share is deep, but the boundary between you is deeper still. You can love an orca, you can work with an orca, but you can never truly own an orca. That truth is humbling. This is why learning from past events is not optional. It's a responsibility. The ocean is full of beauty and mystery, but also unpredictability. And life works the same way. You might prepare for the calm, but you must be ready for the storm. The strongest people are not those who control everything. They're the ones who adapt, endure, and respect forces greater than themselves. Think about it. Even the most experienced trainers, those who have spent decades with these animals, still face moments of uncertainty. That's because wild creatures are not machines. They have instincts, emotions, and reactions we can't fully predict. And that unpredictability is exactly what makes them both fascinating and dangerous. If we ever forget this, we put ourselves and them at risk. The ocean has no favorites, and nature plays by its own rules. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a veteran. When you're in their territory, you must follow their laws. Many past tragedies happen not because people didn't care, but because they underestimated how quickly situations can change. One moment you are smiling for the cameras, and the next, you are fighting to stay above water. So let every story, whether real or fictional, be a reminder. Respect is the foundation of survival. If you respect nature, you protect life, both human and animal. If you ignore the lessons of history, you risk repeating the same mistakes. And that's a risk we can't afford to take. Life itself is just like the ocean, beautiful, vast, and unpredictable. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's stormy. But the secret to surviving and thriving is to prepare, to respect its power, and to never underestimate the forces we don't fully control. So, whether the Jessica Radcliffe story is real or not isn't the most important thing. The real question is, are we learning from history? Are we respecting nature enough to coexist with it safely? You see, motivation comes from understanding your place in this world. When you respect the boundaries of nature, you protect yourself and the creatures you love. And that's the real power, not in controlling animals, but in living alongside them with wisdom and care. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion? Share your thoughts, but keep them positive. Let's turn this discussion into something that inspires people to learn and respect the world around us. And finally, don't forget to share, subscribe, and like the channel, Explore Animal World. Thank you.